Maybe. It might work. It might not. Oh, well, there it went. We just went live. Wow, would you look at that? See ya.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Christ the royal master leads against the foe, forward into battle, see his banners go. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Oh, for a faith that will not shrink, though pressed by every foe, that will not tremble on the brink of any earthly woe, that will not murmur or complain beneath a chastening rod, but in the hour of grief or pain will lean upon its God. A faith that shines more bright and clear when tempests rage without, that when in danger knows no fear, in darkness feels no doubt. Lord, give us such a faith as this, and then whatever may come, we'll taste and hear the hallowed bliss of an eternal home. A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fitted for the sky, to serve the present age, my calling to fulfill. Oh, may it all my powers engage to do my Master's will. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live, and o' thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give. Help me to watch and pray, and on thyself rely. Assured if I my trust betray, I shall forever die. Rise up, O men of God, have done with lesser things. Give heart and mind and soul and strength to serve the King of Kings. Rise up, O men of God, his kingdom tarries long. Bring in the day of brotherhood and end the night of wrong. Rise up, O men of God, the church for you doth wait. Her strength unequal to her task, rise up and make her great. Lift high cross of Christ, tread where his feet have trod, as brothers of the Son of Man, rise up, O men of God.
Good evening! Welcome to Young Brother Edition. Our dear beloved brother CJ is on the road and has no stable internet connection. And so we are going to have to bear up his slack without him. I am working on finishing up girl tagging. Hello, Reba. Good to see you, sister. Can you hear me all right? Sister Reba? Hello, sister. And it's good to hear it. I am very glad to hear that you can hear me. That makes this a lot easier. It might make it painful on your part, but it makes it a lot easier for me. Fun Friday! Hooray! I am with you on that one there, dear sister. Reba? We had an overall kind of strange day. It was a little weird. It wasn't necessarily bad, all in all. You know, I'm sure you all have days like that. Mama said there'd be days like this, there'd be days like this, my mama said. Let's see if I can do this. Aha! This. Getting everything arranged and set up to my style. So how have you been doing there, dear sister Reba? I hope you've been doing well. Yeah. Nope. Not happening. So, Reba, I'm with you. She says, not bad at all. I'm blessed. How about you? That is exactly how I look at it, you know. At the end of the day, Reba, that's exactly how I look at it. I am blessed. I totally agree with I believe it's the psalmist. Today is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I wholeheartedly hold that as a day-to-day principle. God made this day. I'm gonna be happy in it. It may not go according to plan. We may have a lot of trouble, but at the end of the day, it's a gorgeous day. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Yep. See, it's kind of strange because when we reached lunchtime, like normal, we head to our local grocery store, which in it has a deli where they have a group of gals in there that cook lunch with some of the food from the grocery store. Like when it gets close to the expiration date, instead of throwing a lot of stuff out, they make up dishes and serve them hot there in the deli. I don't know if that is a common thing to do all around, but I know that's what this grocery store does. To my knowledge, this is really the only one I know that does that here in Iowa. This brand of grocery store. I mean, I suppose Costco does something similar, but anyways, and correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'd be really interested to know. Are there other grocery stores that do things like that? But it was really strange because we went in for lunch, like normal, to the grocery store, to the deli, to go see what they had put out for warm food to eat. And we get in there, and Reba says, "That's a great idea. Yeah, I love the concept. I think it's brilliant. You know, once your food starts getting close to the expiration date, instead of selling it to the customer who might take it home and leave it in the refrigerator for 3 weeks, instead of selling it, you know, take it, have a group of gals who are trained to cook it, process it, make it into a meal, and serve it hot and fresh." And so, what they normally do is they have an area of their warmer devoted to the main dish, which might be, you know, 2 pieces of fried chicken, which is a specialty here at this place. They do the fried chicken. Or it might be sloppy Joe sandwiches. Or the list goes on. They call that a main. And then they allow you to have two sides, and that's your average meal. And so your sides can be from the warm roaster, the other half of the warm roaster, or from the cold, not roaster, but the cold ice chest, you could say. And uh, other warm sides would be like today they had macaroni. They always have mashed potatoes and gravy, and they count that as a side. And then in their cold area, they had pasta salad, they had coleslaw, they had potato salad, pudding cake, cream cheese cake. No, not cream cheese cake. Cheesecake. Cheesecake. And they had, you know, things in that genre. Between pasta salads to, you know, three bean salad, or etc. so forth. And that's what they had today. And you get a main and two sides for like $8.99, and that's what it is, or it's $8.49, somewhere in that zone, give or take. So that's all well and normal. I get there, and today they had sloppy joes, which I chose for my main. I did macaroni and cheese and pudding cake. So that was my meal. A main and two sides. Is, you know, $8.49, $8.99, whatever. Now, boss man He looked through there and they had fried shrimp. And well, he decided he was going to get himself a side of fried shrimp, and they have this extra, like now the second roaster, I just forget what I just called them, heater, roaster, whatever. They have a second one where they'll dish out little things like a basket of onion rings and a basket of chicken nuggets and a basket. They have this area where they put a whole bunch of baskets of different things, and they each have prices on them depending upon how much their weight is. So you can grab one of those and go and take it and buy it and go eat, a basket full of chicken nuggets in your car. That sort of thing. Or onion rings. Or you can buy it and sit there in their um, dining room and eat there. It's really flexible. So, Boss Man decided he wanted a side of fried shrimp, like deep fried shrimp, breaded shrimp, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of these things have different names just depending upon where you're at in the U.S. Fried shrimp, breaded shrimp, whatever. It was breaded. So he decided he wanted a side of that, and he wanted a little basket of onion rings for lunch. And he's done it many a time before, done that all the time. Buy that, buy your side, and go eat. When you're not all that hungry for a whole meal, you just break it up. Well, this is where it got really weird. See, he got his side, and he got his little thing of onion rings. And we got mine. He bought me lunch. And we got sat down, he's looking at his receipt, and he's like, how come I was charged for 2 whole meals? The receipt came out to like $18.99, something like that. And he's like, that's not right. I didn't get a meal. I got this little basket of onion rings, which was $1.49, and a side of shrimp. These two things shouldn't have equaled $8. That's not a meal. And so he got up and he went over to talk with the gals behind it, and he's like, "Hey, could you explain this to me? Why is it the price of 2 whole meals?" And the gal rushing around in there, she looks and she's like, "Oh, I just charged you for 2 meals. I do it all the time." And my boss man, he's like, "But I didn't get a meal. You shouldn't be charging me for stuff I didn't get. You know, my onion rings is $1.49, and the shrimp, it's one side of shrimp. It shouldn't equal a whole meal." And well, she wasn't too exactly pleased with being told she was in the wrong, and she was kind of really sassy to him. But she did fix the problem. She did refund him his money, but he's like, "Yeah, it's not the money that bothered me so much as your attitude. Your customer service is just not right there at that moment." And she laughs at him and just kind of shrugged her shoulders like, "Whatever, I don't care." Now I'm sitting there at the table watching the whole thing, and he's just like, "That's not right." And she's like, "Oh well, because it's you, I'll be special and separate it out. And we're like, he's like, it's 149 for this onion rings. You shouldn't be having to separate it out, especially for me. You shouldn't be charging everyone else for a whole meal when they just get a basket and a side. You shouldn't be charging them for a whole meal. That's false advertising. And she proceeds to kind of be real sassy with him in all of her replies and remarks. He's like, "I'm, I'm, I'm good buddies. I'm good friends with your boss. I'm going to talk to him about this." And she, at that point, chuckles and laughs and says, "Okay, fine, whatever. Talk to my boss." We, boss man and I, we were just shaking our heads, confused for the rest of the day. We're like, "What?" We come in there almost every day, and she's there almost every day. We see her almost every day, and she's treating us like this. We're like totally confused. It was a really strange day, as I said. Yep. Turns out the boss wasn't in the store that day, but he did talk to someone in the someone a little higher up than an employee about it. And it's like you said, the shortchanging isn't exactly the problem. That's not what triggered him. It's the fact that her attitude was she didn't want to really admit she was wrong and fix the mistake at first. She didn't want to. She's like, yeah, we do that all the time. Um, that's not what you're supposed to do. It's and she's an older gal. I mean, she's by no means old, but she's not a spring chicken either. She should know better. She's starting to get some gray streaks in her hair, and it's baffling. That's something you'd expect from maybe a 25-year-old, but not from someone her age group. It's not normal, especially considering we're there every day, almost. We were just totally baffled for the rest of the day. It was like, what? So we ended up talking to someone in the, I think he might have been manager, or it wasn't the owner of the store, not the boss, but someone up there. And he and we told him, you know, we could have lived with being shortchanged and being repaid back. But what triggered us was the fact that she was so rude about it. She was just downright sassy, laugh in your face, so what? I don't care attitude. And that's what set us on edge. If she had said, "Oh, okay, I can fix that," we would have been fine, had a great rest of the day. Would have been totally happy. Just fix the problem. It was her reaction to that and her customer service that just really was not there. Rita says that was pretty bad. It surprised us. It's like, that's unusual. That's totally off the wall, out the window, not normal at all. We were baffled beyond belief. I mean, the food was good. But, the day ended well. It went pretty good. That was the only thing that really made it strange. Just her attitude kind of left a strange feeling through the day. But, he and I, we reached the end of the day and we're like, well, God is good. We win. In the end, we're promised our victory. This is the day which the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And we smiled and we were joking and laughing for the rest of the day. We moved on. It was a weird event to be in, but we moved on. Yeah, I mean, I know, Marie, but that's what I was thinking. Like, perhaps she had a really bad day, but yeah, it's just still no excuse for acting like a snotty brat. Really, that's about the nicest way to put that. It was strange, and that's about all we could reach a conclusion for. It's strange. I mean, we come in there, we're like, "Hi, how you doing? How's it been? You've been busy?" It's just that normal small town, vibe. We know them, at least to a point. We're not total strangers. We might not know everything about each other, but we know each other well enough to get along. And most of the days, she's pretty okay. I will say she is a bit sour on some days, but I roll with it. You're working in a hot kitchen and you're hustling, bustling, dealing with a whole bunch of people coming through all the time. I mean, you aren't. It's not exactly easy and not stressful. So most of the time we just roll with it. She might be a little tired, but she's not a total grouch. But today was just all weird. Yeah, we'd never had something like that happen. But we moved on. We lived. We didn't let her strangeness ruin the day. We went back to our normal joking and laughing. We got work done. Yep. I just hope she straightens up a little bit. She's a good server, all in all. She's a good server. But not being able to admit you're wrong kind of sinks the boat sometimes. So that was my advent for the day. All in all, I wish her the best. Yep. I have a lot of fun at work. I mean, Boss Man and I were cousins, technically. It's long, long way down the loop, but we're cousins and we're family. We joke, laugh, we get work done. We have a good day, and that's one of the reasons I enjoy working for him. Yep. I suppose, though, some days you'll have things like that. I wonder where Sister T is at, where Sam's at, where everyone's at. I'm live to all the normal places. I tagged, I sent a messenger, but only beloved Reba bothered to show up. Hmm. We'll have to choose some of them out, or give them a lot of grief when they come in. Isn't that right, Reba? Remember, if you have any Bible topics, questions, feel free to throw them up. Song requests, especially. I'm I'm better at the song requests than I am with the Bible topics. Really? Without CJ, my other half. This is correct. Hmm. Sweet are the promises, kind is the word, dearer far than any message man's ever heard. Pure was the mind of Christ, sinless I see. He the great example is and pattern for me. Where he leads I follow, follow the way. Where is the follow Jesus every day. Sweet is the tender love Jesus has shown, sweeter far than any love that mortals have known. Kind to the erring one, faithful is he. He the great example is and pattern for me. Where he leads the follow the way. Where he leads the follow Jesus every day. List to his loving words, come unto me. Weary, heavy laden, there is sweet rest for thee. Trust in his promises, faithful and sure. Lean upon the Savior, and thy soul is secure. Where he leads, I follow the way. Where he leads, I follow Jesus every day. Well, Sister Reba, I appreciate that. Your presence here helps a lot there, sister. See, it's just kind of lonely when no one else is in here and I'm just doodling around, no one else in particular to talk to. It gets kind of lonely, as you can probably imagine. When the roll is called up yonder. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair. When the saved of earth shall gather over on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. On that bright and cloudless morning, when the dead in Christ shall rise, and the glory of his resurrection share. When his chosen ones shall gather to their home beyond the skies, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, 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 I'll be there. Let us labor for the Master from the dawn till setting sun. Let us talk of all his wondrous love and care. Then when all of life is over and our work on earth is done, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, When the rose goes yonder, I'll be there. No, CJ didn't leave me. He just went north. He was on the road and unable to carry a signal in a bucket. He had about as much signal as someone who has no signal. That was how that was that was his level of connection. He had about as much connection as someone who has no connection. Uh, Rebus says, I just hope that we can meet in person someday soon. Amen, Sister Reba. That'd be a blast. You should come up for the chili supper, that would help. hmm Reba says, did you make your mom a cake for her birthday without silkworms? No, Alicia actually took care of that one this time. Now, normally I would have. I generally make nice moist chocolate cake for mom for her birthday or special occasions. And I like to put in a cream cheese frosting in between. It's a two-layer cake. I like to put cream cheese frosting in between the two layers. And then for the outside frosting, around the sides and on the top, I'll do a chocolate buttercream frosting. So you picture all that on a moist, not soggy cake, but not dry, not dry, not spongy, but moist, almost a melt in your mouth, chocolate cake, almost. You picture all that. That's normally what I make. Nice. Read this to Silas, yeah? She said, I keep hoping someday. Well, I keep hoping all day. Pretty much every day. Yeah, I know what you meant, sister. Read this is what kind, Alicia? Alicia made what in our cookbook that aunts, our aunts gathered a whole bunch of grandmas and great grandmas and recipes from other places that dad and them learned and cooked with as they were growing up. She gathered a whole bunch, all these recipes that grandma, great grandma, and she got from other places, gathered them all out, typed them up, wrote them into a cookbook, and made the cookbook for a different one of my uncle's uh, wedding. It was her wedding gift to them or to his wife. Either, anyways. So one of my aunts, gave it to my uncle and aunt-in-law for a wedding gift. And so we have a whole bunch of recipes that come from who knows where and have been passed along through the family as well. One of these recipes, as it's known, is called the Easy Chocolate Cake. And it's a really simple chocolate cake. It has a good flavor. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's not bizarre or too crazy. It's supposed to be a quick cake you can throw together when you hear your company doors when you hear your company's car door shut, what's the idea behind it? It's when you hear, oh, I have company just showed up randomly. So it's a cake you can whip up and put it all in the oven really quickly. Nothing too special or bizarre, just a pretty nice cake. And so that's what Alicia made. Quick, easy, and nice. Yep. And she did a good job. Reva says it's special because it's a birthday cake. Yes, I agree. But it's not really a formal cake. It is special because it's a birthday cake, and those are very special. But I mean, it's not. The recipe itself isn't supposed to be for a fancy cake. Yep. Well, look at that. It got dark now. La 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 la. I wondered if you would remember my cake. hmm We talked about my cake, the one I made. hmm Yeah. hmm Yeah. Tarry with me, O my Savior, for the day is passing by. See the shades of evening gather, and the night is drawing nigh. Tarry with me, blessed Savior. Leave me not till morning light, for I'm lonely here without thee. Tarry with me through the night. Deeper, deeper grow the shadows, paler now the glowing west. Swift the night of death advances, shall it be the night of rest? Tarry with me, blessed Savior, leave me not till morning light, for I'm lonely here without thee. Tarry with me through the night. Tarry with me, O my Savior, lay my head upon thy breast, till the morning then awake me, morning of eternal rest. Tarry with me, blessed Savior, leave me not me through the night. Hey, Sam made it in. Now, Sam, we have to give you a lot of grief because you are late. I tagged you a long time ago. So, you're due for a lot of grief, and Reba and I are going to give it to you pretty equally, okay? It's good to see you, Brother Sam. Ah, Reba says, I used to bake a lot. I miss it, but my daughter does most of it nowadays. The last thing I baked was apple dumplings made with crescent rolls. Well, there, Sister Reba, I'm sure it probably tasted pretty good. And that's really what matters. Flavor. So, Sam, how are you doing? Rita says, they are delicious. Sam says, I was finishing my lesson for Sunday. Well, Sam, I suppose that's a good enough excuse. Sam says, great. It's a day the Lord made for me to worship Him. Amen. Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me. See on the portals, He's waiting and watching, watching for you and for me. Come home, come home. Ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling us sinner, come home. Why should we tarry when Jesus is bleeding, bleeding for you and for me? Why should we linger and heed not His mercies? mercies for you and for me. Come home, come home. You who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Time is now fleeting, the moments are passing, passing for you and from me. Shadows are gathering, deathbeds are coming, coming for you and for me. Come home, come home. Ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Oh, for the wonderful love he has promised, promised for you and for me. Though we have sinned, he has mercy and pardon, pardon for you and for me. Come home, come home. Ye who are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Reba says, what a friend we have in Jesus. Alrighty there, Sister Reba. Well, We just chose our final song. What a fun we had in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what 7:30 in the summer. What a friend we have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Are we weak and heavy laden? Come, but with a lot of care. Precious Savior, still a refuge. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Do, no. Do thy friends despise, forsake thee? Take it to the Lord in prayer. In his arms he'll take and shield thee. Thou wilt find a solace there. Just about wants to turn there for a moment. just about wants to kill him. Gotta be careful with that. Well, Sam, you were late, but we gladly saw you. We'll poke and we'll tease you for being late, even though you had a good reason not to be, or to be. You had a good reason to be late. Reva says, thank you for the singing, O'Shea and Alicia. I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you have a blessed night. Love you guys so much. You are very welcome, Sister Reba. I hope you have a wonderful night, and it's been a pleasure on my side. It was really good, Sister, to sit and chat with you. It was a strange day, but all in all, God is good. Thank you so much, Sister, for tuning in. Always a privilege. And Sam, he's at a loss for words, so he says, LOL, laughing out loud. He just doesn't know what to say, so he just says he's laughing. Sam says, thank you for the glimpse of the Lord from you. Well, Sam, thank you for tuning in here. It's always a pleasure to see you too, brother. The more the merrier, shall they say. And it certainly is true in this case. So, you're very welcome, Sam. And you're very welcome, Reba. Thank you all for being here, for hanging out with me, for chatting, for singing, just being here. Till we meet again, God bless you all. Love you. Bye bye. Toodaloo!